we just don't know what to expect. There are rumors that we could see a torrential downpour in an hour. He said if that happens, we're totally going to have to change the way we call this game. But right now, Joe, they simply just have no idea.
Well, we'll see how they get along. And as Troy said, see who can run the ball well here today. Dallas won the toss. They defer, so that means Green Bay gets the ball first, and Jeff Janis waits for the opening kickoff off the right foot of Dan Bailey. Glad you're with us. America's Game of the Week. Let's have some fun. Janis takes it out of the end zone, gets to the 20, and knocked down as a flag flies late around the 23. It's against Green Bay. Brad Allen.
During the return, holding number 95 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's against Dayton Jones. And so now Aaron Rodgers, who you had a chance to visit with. The numbers at home, the last 12. Look at the bottom line. 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. We've seen him a couple times over the last few weeks, and he's not looked like the typical Aaron Rodgers, and this offense has just been off.
We're going to try to get him outside the pocket. He's taken a lot of hits here in the last 6-7 ball games.
Eddie Lacy, who was no factor in Detroit a week ago Thursday, gets it and carries it right side for 5, brought down by Greg Hardy. And we'll see how the Packers can run it with a guy on the left side of that graphic behind a pretty banged up offensive line.
Yeah, we all know what happened last week against Detroit. He got demoted. He missed a curfew. But in talking with Mike McCarthy, he said they visited. It's a clean slate. They hit the reset button. And whoever has the hot hand here today, whether it's Eddie Lacy or James Starks, that's going to be the guy that gets the bulk of the carries.
Second down and 5, Lacy again. Trying to establish the ground game, and Lacy's got a first down. Forward progress got him to the marker, a gain of 6. McClain on the tackle. First down, Green Bay, and here's the defense. They're hoping for more from the guy in the middle, Randy Gregory, who's had some pressures, no sacks, the rookie out of Nebraska. 3 straight runs. Lacy cuts it back over the middle after starting out to the right. Picks up 3.
Well, it's a nice start offensively here for the Green Bay Packers, and more specifically for Eddie Lacy. He had come off a couple games with 100 yards rushing. Looked like he was getting back to his old self. Had a setback, as I said, against Detroit. I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs today, but the early signs are good.
How about a 4th carry in a row for Lacy? Aaron Rodgers is thinking, hey, Mike, I can throw it too. That's 4 straight, and it brings up 3rd down and 3, a gain of 4. Church on the tackle. There's Mike McCarthy, who is one of the best play callers in the NFL, period.
Hard decision for him to make. Tom Clements and him came in 2006. They put in this offense. Clements was the play caller. He's upstairs. And he's the eyes for Mike McCarthy in this ball game today.
Rodgers' first throw is broken up by Carr. And a good play as he put the right arm in front of James Jones. It's 4th down.
Yeah, an excellent job by Brandon Carr. He plays the slant route well. James Jones unable to create any separation, and so the Cowboys, after some good running by Eddie Lacy, forced the punt.
Might have hooked him a little bit with the arm, no flag. And Mastay will punt it with Lucky Whitehead, who can fly and who is becoming more and more of a weapon for the Cowboys. Waits for a good punt. And immediately brought to the ground by Janis. Well covered downfield after a 47-yard punt. Cowboys have it, no score early in America's Game of the Week.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
Well, what's it going to be for number 16, Matt Castle, 1-4. Cowboys finally won a game without Romo under center, as Castle did enough to win it at Washington on Monday. Starting at their 24, it's McFadden. He gets 9. The offensive line has been taking some critical hits during the course of the year after being so good last year blocking for DeMarco Murray. Travis Frederick is in the middle of that line, the tremendous center, good player for Dallas. You think they're playing better than they're getting credit for?
I definitely do, yeah. I think they missed the runner from last year, DeMarco Murray. They haven't had the threat of the passing game with the injury to Tony Romo. They do a good job in run blocking, but they've been outstanding protecting the quarterback.
Second down and 1, play action. First look, not there, and off the left hand of Des Bryant. And a flag comes in out of the secondary. It looks like a hold. This is going to be a first down. Hold against Green Bay.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 37, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And Sam Shields, who will see a lot of Des Bryant today.
There's a contact there, and that's what they got Sam Shields for. Expect Sam Shields to be shadowing Des Bryant for the most part throughout this ballgame, just like he did last week with Calvin Johnson. They're trying to get the ball to Des Bryant early. His first reception on Monday night did not come until the fourth quarter. They target him on the second play of the game.
Here's a toss to McFadden, who fumbled twice on Monday, gets loose, cuts back inside the 25, knocked down inside the 15. 50 yards on a toss to McFadden, who almost dropped the toss.
Yeah, he almost puts that one on the ground. They pull right guard Zach Martin. He does an excellent job with the kick out and a one cut by Darren McFadden, and it's rare when you see him get out in the open field like that. This guy can really fly, that they're able to get him corralled and keep him from scoring a touchdown.
That's a season-long run for Dallas, 50. And they marked him out at the 12. Castle. He's got Witten. Witten has got a first down. They're going to mark Witten right at the marker, first and goal, as he gets 10. And here is catch number 1004 for Jason Witten.
Well, no hands on Jason Witten coming off the line of scrimmage. And I know in visiting with Matt Castle, for a guy who was limited, he joined the team after the season had not gotten much work with any of these guys. He said the one that he's most comfortable throwing the football to, and not surprising, is Jason Witten.
29th in the NFL in the red zone are the Cowboys. Here's McFadden. Nothing. Got popped behind the line of scrimmage by Mike Pinnell.
Well, Clay Matthews, he's been moved to inside linebacker because they want to be able to shore up their run defense. He hasn't had as many of the splash plays that we're accustomed to seeing, but you're going to see him hit it right in the middle, and he gets there, and then Pinnell, as you said, he finishes him off. So an excellent job by Clay Matthews playing downhill.
Packers have not allowed an opening drive touchdown all season long. One of just 4 teams that can say that here in week 14. Blitz. Castle protected. Pass too high. Off the right hand of Witten. You had Witten. Was pretty well protected, but can't connect with the number 82.
Yeah, Witten had a step, but you know, was it just an errant throw, or was the conditions coming into play? Certainly that's going to be a factor. It still continues to rain. Balls are coming up wet. I know in visiting with both of these quarterbacks, yeah, you'd prefer to have dry footballs. They said it's not going to be that big of an issue, but that one clearly got away from Castle.
Third down and goal. Blitz again. Castle throws high, picked off. Shields off the hands of Des Bryant. And the Packers get a takeaway. Their 12th pick. Off the hands of Bryant into the hands of Sam Shields. Good work by this Packer defense. Still no score at Lambeau Field.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys are minus 15 in the turnover ratio, worst in the NFL, and this takes points off the board.
Watch Clay Matthews as he come in. He blocks the vision then of Castle, and he forces a high throw. And Sam Shields does an excellent job in coverage, anticipating the slant, inside technique, and then once he had the interception, staying in the end zone so they get the ball back out on the 20-yard line.
On first down, they start this drive with a throw, and it's Devontae Adams for a gain of 4. Everybody was expecting more out of Adams after the loss of Jordy Nelson in August with a torn ACL, and it's been coming in fits and starts for Adams, who has just 1 touchdown and has had some key drops, especially in that home game and a loss to the Bears. 2nd and 6. Here's Lacy. He's been busy. Good start for Eddie Lacy. Out across the 40. Fired up.
Well, this offensive line has been banged up here in recent weeks. They're having to start J.C. Treader at center. You're going to see the job that he does, and then Eddie Lacy comes off of his block. So a good start for this offensive line. I know in visiting with Mike McCarthy, J.C. Treader was the starter a couple years ago in camp until he had an injury, and that's what opened the door then for Lindsley.
Here's another one after an 18-yard carry. Play made by Crawford, who was holding his hand after making the tackle. Eddie Lacy averaging around 7 yards a carry here to start his day. 2nd and 8.
Well, McCarthy said he was rejuvenated, and he sure has been here through the first 2 possessions.
Play action. Looking for Cobb. Gets it to him, and the catch made for a decent gain on 2nd and 8. 3rd down coming up to pick up with 4.
Yeah, and that's some of what Aaron Rodgers was talking about as far as wanting to move the pocket a little bit more. He's been a sitting duck back there, and I know last week, without T.J. Lang as right guard and right tackle, Brian Bulaga, you know, they had a tough go, and he's been taking a lot of hits, and he is good on the move, as we know. It gives him an option to run. That was the first look at a designed rollout.
Watch three. Find low. Hey, Tuesday. 319.
3rd down and 9.
False start. Offense, number 30. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
You don't see that. A mental mistake by a guy like John Kuhn. No, I mean ever, really.
Yeah, he's one of the most versatile guys in the league, and he just got a little carried away, and they caught him. There was talk. I think there's always a spot for a guy like John Kuhn on your football team. Seems like each year in training camp, it's in question as to whether or not he's going to be on the team. But I think he's one of those guys that's very valuable, especially when you start having injuries.
Hold on. Stickers. 58.
3rd down and 9. Rodgers in trouble, out to his left, throws on the move, too high. But a flag is thrown. Cobb, the intended target. And it's against Dallas, automatic 1st down on a hold. See who gets it. Indication against the Cowboys.
Holding. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Well, we won't until we look at the replay. There's Patman, 26, on Cobb. That's likely where it is, but there's Claiborne with Adams down below.
They could have gotten either one of them. Both of those guys got a hold of the jersey as the receiver went into scramble drill mode. They got picked with the 5 yards. DeMarcus Lawrence was the one that was applying the pressure on Aaron Rodgers.
Lawrence coming off a good game in Washington. Pass caught. James Jones out on the edge. Gets a block. That was Cobb who threw the block. And James Jones will pick up 11.
And James Jones going back with the hoodie. The last time he wore it was at Minnesota, and he got off to a great start when they brought him in to start the season when Jordy Nelson went down. And You know, he hadn't done much, but boy, he sure had a good game there at Minnesota. He's going with his good luck hoodie again today.
Flag flies as Starks carries it left side. Lee was there for the stop. And this one's against Green Bay.
Holding. Offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty. First down.
It's Bakhtiari, who has been bothered the last couple of weeks with a bad knee. Josh Sitton, the two-time Pro Bowl left guard, has been bothered by a bad back. There are the penalty yardages. There's the hold against Bakhtiari. Lindsley, the center, is out, as Troy said. And both Lang and Bulaga missed last week. Lang with a shoulder, Bulaga with an ankle. We'll see if the Dallas defensive front can apply some pressure because of all that on Aaron Rodgers. Seventh hold called this year against Bakhtiari. 1st and 20. Pass is caught. Cobb brought down immediately by Barry Church. Picks up 9.
Well, you talk about Dallas and their ability to put pressure on the quarterback. You know, really, it goes back to the divisional playoff game between these two teams when Aaron Rodgers was playing with a strained calf and really was not able to move, and yet the Cowboys unable to get any pressure. It's why they went out. They took a chance on Greg Hardy. It's why they went out and drafted Randy Gregory in the 2nd round, who some felt was a risk as well.
Pass is caught by Cobb, wrestled down by McClain. As Sean Lee was coming on a blitz on that play. Cobb gets 10, 3rd and 1 coming up.
Well, they're getting the ball into Randall Cobb, and the Cowboys are not challenging the receivers right now. That's an area where this offense has had some problems. Man-to-man press coverage, they're showing that now and trying to jam these guys off the line of scrimmage in 3rd and short.
Starks on 3rd and 1 is going to pick it up. Initial contact, he was short, had to lunge, he gets it. Hayden on the tackle, 1st down.
Well, that's a big 3rd down conversion. The Packers have really struggled this year. The only team that's been worse on 3rd and 1 is the Dallas Cowboys. So to face their first one here in this game and convert on the ground, it's big for their offense.
Here's Cobb. He's looking to make a move on Church. He does, down the sideline, tiptoeing out of bounds. And they're going to mark him all the way back at the 18. Right. Not yet.
Right there, it looked like initially.
Boy, he's close to staying in.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that. I thought initially maybe it was inside the 10 where he went out of bounds. It's close. We'll see whether or not Mike McCarthy wants to take another look at this and challenge the play.
Ruled him out of bounds, so he can't challenge. Talking about McCarthy, who's 3 for 4 in challenges this year. Rodgers out to his right, throws it away.
We'll take a look here and see what Green Bay is able to do on this drive. We take another look at that run. Yeah, right there. It looked like that's where he stepped out of bounds. Awfully close, and another step. Good job by Randall Cobb of being able to avoid the tackle and try to walk the tightrope as best he could.
Aaron Rodgers now over 3,000 passing yards for the season. From the 18, 2nd down, delayed handoff, Lacy. He's running hard. Flag is down. And it's a hold against Green Bay again.
Holding. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, that's on left guard Josh Sitton. You talked about some of the injuries. All of these guys across the board are battling fairly significant injuries to be on the field playing, and I don't know.
And some of the jersey of David Irving held him up. That's the 5th Green Bay penalty, 2nd offensive hold. Makes it 2nd and 20. Look right, comes back left, screen for Lacy. Still going. 1st and goal. 24 yards on the catch and run for Eddie Lacy.
Well, the Green Bay Packers have run the screen pass really well, and really it's been James Starks. They get Sean Lee blocked, as you're going to see. They come out. Josh Sitton is the guy who's able to make him navigate him enough to give Lacy then a place to go with the run, and then some broken tackles, and just an excellent job.
Lacy 7 touches, 62 yards.
Nitro! Orange! 319! 319!
Toss, Lacy, right side. McClain on his back with Barry Church, and Lacy to the 1.
Well, you go back and you look at that screen pass. As I was saying, James Starks has been really good running the screen pass, but Eddie Lacy's been running the football so well here in the early going of this ball game. They keep him in. They go with him with the screen play as well, and he makes a nice gain to convert a long down situation. And now with the Packers looking at 2nd and goal.
You know Lacy wants it.
I'd give it to him.
319!
They fake it to him. Rodgers, good play by Carr. Flipped, incomplete. That's well played out on the edge
of the pocket, and the ball went beyond the line of scrimmage. Therefore, there is no intentional grounding.
Good play here by Carr.
Really good play by Carr. He's able to come up and maintain outside contain. I think Mike McCarthy was expecting the Cowboys to collapse hard on Eddie Lacy and maybe get Aaron Rodgers out on the edge with a run pass option.
Smart play by Rodgers to get rid of it. Bring up 3rd and goal. Back at the 1.
Yellow! 319! 319!
It starts. He sneaks in. Are they going to give it to him? Touchdown. Underneath some bodies and points off the turnover for the Green Bay Packers.
Well, they put Richard Rodgers in the backfield. He's here, and then you've got T.J. Lang, the right guard, who also does a great job of creating enough space to get the ball across the goal line.
This ball was almost punched out. It's a scoring play, so they look at it. The question is, did he have control of the ball as he broke the plane? Well, that's close.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under review.
See who knocked it out. That was Hitchens. And we'll get the call when we come back with 1:19 left in the opening quarter.
Today's game is sponsored by the new movie Independence Day Resurgence. Stay tuned for the first trailer later in the game.
With the rain pounding down now here at Lambeau, we'll get the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field has been changed. The runner was down at the 1/2-yard line before the ball broke the plane. It will be 4th down at the 1/2-yard line from the middle of the field. The game clock will start on my signal.
You can see the right knee grazed the top of the grass. Ball came out. He got on top of it anyway. But by that point, he was down prior to breaking the plane. The offense stays out there. Well, 4th and goal.
Yeah, they're going for it here on 4th down, and I like the call. I think they've run the ball well. They've got it down here. Even if they fail to come away with the touchdown, they back Dallas up. I like the call here by Mike McCarthy early in the game.
What do you think, Eddie Lacy?
I would sure give it to Eddie Lacy, if not a quarterback sneak by Aaron Rodgers.
15th play of the drive.
319! 319!
Rodgers keeps it. Does he get in?
It looked like initially, Joe, they were going to have to get a surge behind him in order to break the plane, and it does not look like they got it.
John Kuhn was pushing from behind, no signal. And it certainly appears like the Dallas Cowboys have stopped him, and they have. The offense out there. And let's give it another look. There's John Kuhn behind, trying to force him in.
It's a great job by the Dallas defensive front, just not budging and not giving Aaron Rodgers anywhere to go. No crease in the middle in order for him to try to find a lane to get it across the goal line.
Good work by this Dallas defensive front. No score. We'll give you another look at that effort by Rodgers. Meanwhile, here's Castle and company taking over inside their own 1. Here is McFadden behind that big offensive line. They're trying to get a little breathing room. When we went to break, there was an overhead shot that looked like Rodgers may have come close to breaking the plane, but not here. When you look down the line, I think you can pretty clearly see that that ball never did break the plane of the end zone.
A lot of mass there in the middle, and as I pointed out earlier, it's a Packers team that has struggled on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1s. They converted one earlier in the drive, unable to score. 4th and goal from the 1, and so both teams with an opportunity, and both come away with no points.
Quick throw, Bryant looking for a move on Shields. Pretty good play call. They get one-on-one with Bryant and Shields, and Bryant is going to come up a half-yard short of a first down.
Well, it is a really good call by Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator. You've got Sam Shields, who's 180 pounds, and Des Bryant, 220 pounds. That's a hard tackle, and Sam Shields, who's done an excellent job since he's come into the league at getting better at being a tackler, but not before Bryant comes up with some pretty good yards.
Here was the interception by Sam Shields. And then a 15-play drive ensued, but no points. Scoreless through 1. Back after this on America's Game of the Week from your local Fox station. One of the most philanthropic, one of the really good young men in all of professional sports, not just baseball. Clayton Kershaw here rooting on his hometown Dallas Cowboys. He lost the other half of that 1-2 punch in the Dodgers rotation with Greinke going to Arizona. 3rd down and 1. Handoff is to Turbin. Didn't look like he got it. And now good work by the Green Bay defense as they will force a 4th down. And a punt coming from the Cowboys.
It really is incredible with this offensive line for the Cowboys, one of the best in the league, and yet their worst team in the NFL converting on 3rd and 1, and the Packers defensively are able to make a key stop. So an excellent job after going for it on 4th down, forcing a 3 and out, and should give the ball back to the Packers with excellent field position.
Now 7 for 18 are the Cowboys on 3rd down and 1. Jones hits it. It's Micah Hyde corralling that wet football. And he is brought down to the ground by Jeff Heath. But the drive will start inside Dallas territory here at Lambeau. Pack. They have it. No score. LaTroy Guion made the play. Tackled Turbin on this 3rd and 1, but look at B.J. Raji, Troy.
B.J. Raji, really, whoever wins those battles is who gets the lowest. They were able to get to Travis Frederick and Zach Martin. You see, he's on his knees to start the snap. Had they have run up the middle, there wasn't much there. They go off tackle. There wasn't much there either.
Dig a hole to get lower than that. From the 48, play action, Rodgers protection. Starks. Stiff arm, gets 9. Rolando McClain on the tackle. We've seen Starks and Lacey. Lacey off to a good start. Starks is trying to match him. And again, Mike McCarthy has taken back over as the play caller for this Green Bay offense.
What are you doing? I'm going. I'm going. We're good. 319. 319.
First down, Starks.
It's a good way to open up this game for your passing game, get the running game going. And I know in visiting with Mike McCarthy yesterday about his decision to take over the play calling, as I said earlier, really tough decision for him. But what he said he was looking for was to make the difference on 2 to 3 plays in the game. And as we know, oftentimes these games come down to just 2 or 3 games or 2 or 3 plays.
There's Starks. I know you, as a Hall of Fame quarterback, appreciate how good Mike McCarthy is putting a game plan together, calling in the heat of the battle. Here's a 2nd down and 5.
Well, I think he creates some real stability within the offense. It's what the players are familiar with. He's done it a long time, and he's good at it.
Here's Cobb looking for a block. Gets one from Adams and is out of bounds near a first down. See where they mark him out. Flag is down. And they're going to mark him, it looks like, half a yard short. But a flag down anyway.
Holding. Offense number 17. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the third against the Green Bay Packers.
This time they get wide receiver Davante Adams. He's on the bottom of your screen as he's trying to block Brandon Carr. He just hugs him. Just not very good technique there by Davante Adams. And you can see Mike McCarthy. Too many times you get yourself in a position to get into a short yardage situation and then you have penalties like they've had, and they've seen a lot of those types of things throughout the season.
3 of the 6 penalties against the Packers have been for holding. And it brings up second down and 10. The late handoff to Lacy. Nothing. Well played up front by Sean Lee. But Irving's in there. Crawford. And now third down and 10.
Well, the one guy whose name kept coming up in our production meetings with both Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy was Sean Lee. Sean Lee was injured last year in that playoff game, was not on the field, and both of them, and they're right in saying it, he makes a huge difference for this defense when he's playing. Key has been trying to keep him healthy for an entire year.
Rodgers. Pass is caught. James Jones. And that was a tough catch as Carr was right there on him, first down.
That was really good coverage by Brandon Carr. That's an outstanding throw by Aaron Rodgers. He threads the needle on this one. You're going to see there's not a lot of places to put this football. James Jones comes out of it, tight coverage.
Here's a free play. End zone. Incomplete for Randall Cobb as Greg Hardy did not get off the field. And Aaron Rodgers is slow to get up. Watch Greg Hardy, but the focus right now is on Rodgers.
There he goes. He's trying to get off. And
defense number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
I'm not sure why teams even try to substitute when they're playing, when the clock is running, because we've just seen it so many times. Not as much here as of late, but boy, through the first part of the season, Rodgers was getting teams 2 or 3 times a game.
Randy Gregory gave Aaron Rodgers a shove at the end of it. Didn't look too violent, but after Rodgers rolled over, he was slow to get up. It brings up first down and 5. And Rodgers is the best in the NFL at the hard count and at hurrying the pace to catch defenses in a substitution.
You've got to be very calculated, and when you decide you're going to start running men on the field in substitutions.
Hand off to John Kuhn. Only his 4th carry of the season. He gets 2. Back to the end of that play.
See, like you said, Joe, it didn't look like much, but afterwards, I'll let you describe that one, but he did give the thumbs up to the sidelines. It sounded like maybe they were talking in his ear if he was okay. The fact that he got up slow and he gave a thumbs up and said he was okay.
Second and 3.
319.
Just let it go. Here's Lacy. Good play by Randy Gregory, who really showed a lot, as silly as it sounds, in the season opener at home against the New York Giants. He gets hurt in that game, suffers a high ankle sprain, misses 4, and he's still trying to get back. But they really love what they have in him.
Yeah, that week 1 game against the New York Giants, he looked like Charles Haley, wearing the same number 94, the guy who just went into the Hall of Fame. He was outstanding. He had the high ankle sprain, missed several games, came back, and has just been trying to get his way back into things ever since.
319.
Now third down and 4. Out of the backfield, Starks. Good throw. Convoy, touchdown.
That's a good call by Mike McCarthy. play caller, and you're going to see with the design of the play, expecting man coverage, run it here, and then outflank him with Randall Cobb. And you've got TJ Lang, the right guard, who's leading the way. And once he's able to get outside and contain, it's an outstanding job. Good call, James Starks for the touchdown.
They time up screens and those little swing passes as well as any team, any offense in the NFL, and Rodgers just laid it right on. 7-0. Mike McCarthy back in control. He's always been in control. 7-0, Green Bay on top as they sit on top in the NFC North.
Today's game is sponsored by the Ford F-150. Every other truck is history.
On a wet day, aerial coverage provided by Nationwide here at Lambeau Field, where the hometown fans are happy. Good combo today so far. Lacy and Starks. 7-0, Packers on top. Down by 7, Matt Castle on the offense will start at their own 20. Now we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. I'm Joe, that's Troy, and the wet football, always a fun topic for you to talk about. I know how much you loved to throw a wet ball.
Well, I was a fair weather quarterback. I couldn't throw in the conditions because I squeezed the ball really tight and it would get slippery and then slip out of my hand. Most quarterbacks have a little air underneath it right here where they're throwing the ball. Certainly Aaron Rodgers does, Matt Castle does. If you're going to play in Green Bay, you better be able to play in inclement weather, and Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball well here today in this rain.
How's it going to be for Castle down 7? Under 10 to go in the half. Pass is off the shoulder of Des Bryant. They were looking at the touchdown for Starks during the break to see if it was a lateral, which would have made this a run, or if it was forward. It's officially a touchdown pass to James Starks, and that's pass number 27 for a touchdown for Aaron Rodgers. And the third touchdown catch for number 44.
Well, this Cowboys defense came into the game playing very well. Not many teams have been able to score points. Packers offensively, this is the best we've seen them look in a while.
Broken play. Castle spins around and turns it into a positive play, but not for much. Gains 3. Jake Ryan on the tackle.
I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like Castle was coming out the same direction as the running back, and yet Castle immediately turns and tries to get what he can out of the broken play.
Third down and 7. Is caught by Witten, first down. Thrown to the ground by Micah Hyde as he gets 9.
Well, Jason Witten, as you pointed out last week, he had his 1,000th catch of his career. He's the all-time receptions leader in Cowboys franchise history, and probably 500 of those catches came on that route right there. They call it the Y stick route. He comes off the line of scrimmage. Nobody's banging on him. You're going to have a hard time controlling Jason Witten no matter what you do. You have no chance of stopping him if you don't put a body on him.
Here's McFadden. Jason Garrett telling us that the way to quiet down this Green Bay Packers defense with all the looks and the movement and the blitzing and what they do with Clay Matthews is to have a good ground game, run it well.
Well, and the other thing you do, Joe, is maybe you try to stay out of third downs. You know, I mean, Dom Capers likes a lot of different looks on third down. So, you know, play to pick up 10 yards within the first two snaps and avoid third downs if possible.
Play action. Castle in trouble. Finds Whitehead, and he's corralled immediately by Shields. Good play. And now Shields is banged up on the sideline. Came down awkwardly after making the tackle on Lucky Whitehead.
J-Ron Elliott, this is why they roll quarterbacks out to their right. So if you get pressure immediately in your face, you're able to get the ball out of your hands. Sam Shields comes in and he goes sliding across the turf.
That right arm got pinned underneath Sam Shields' body. And they're looking at him on the Cowboys sideline. We'll take a break. Sam Shields has gone in to get looked at. Could be a big loss for the Packers with Des Bryant in town. 3rd down and 5.
Well, now they got the rookie Demarius Randall on him in the slot.
Castle, Bryant, who's got it? Des Bryant, what a catch. And look at the crowd he attracted in the secondary.
Yeah, I mean, Castle was looking for him the entire way. It's great coverage. I mean, Demarius Randall gets up. I don't know how Des Bryant makes that catch. Randall has his hand right there to make a play. The ball looked like might have hit the ground right at the very end of this, Joe. It looked like maybe there. I think that's going to be incomplete.
It's a Green Bay challenge. Mentioned earlier, Mike McCarthy is 3 out of 4 challenging calls this year.
Green Bay is challenging the ruling on the field on a completed catch. We will review the play.
We'll give it a look.
Timeout.
And we'll take a timeout. We'll get the call when we come back to Lambeau. Right now, it's a 28-yard catch by Bryant on 3rd and 5.
Today's game is sponsored by Pizza Hut. Bring home the flavor only at Pizza Hut.
Well, here we are with a catch or no catch on the part of Des Bryant at Lambeau Field. We checked in with Mike Pereira. He said the only question, he thinks incomplete. The only question is if he maintains control, even though the ball hits the ground right there, if he maintains control, then it's a catch. Here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field has been changed. It is an incomplete pass. It will be 4th down and 5. The 38-yard line. Dallas's ag with an incomplete pass. Please put 7:01 on the game clock. Green Bay.
So no catch for Des Bryant, and instead of the 28-yarder for a 1st down, it's 4th down and McCarthy's 4 for 5.
Well, the commissioner has said that he wants to put together a committee and decide what is a catch and what isn't, and kind of redefine the rule. And Des Bryant has said he wants to be on that committee, so he's got a couple plays now from his own experience that he can draw upon to discuss.
Play last year in the divisional round was on 4th and 2 late in the 4th quarter. Instead of a 1st and goal at the 1, it was initially ruled a catch, was overturned. Here's a shank, but it takes a good Dallas bounce, goes forward and then out of bounds. Here's what you were talking about. Last year, the controversial would-be catch by Dez in the divisional playoff. And his quote, "Hey Dean," about Dean Blandino, who's in charge of the officiating for the NFL. "I need to be on the committee so y'all can know what a real catch is, man." How about these two?
Well, that's one that will be talked about for a long time.
There's more to be said on that if we get the time. First of all, it's 1st down from the 19. Here's Lacy making a move, made Carr miss. Picks up 5. Let's go down to Aaron Andrews.
We, of course, saw Sam Shields kind of collide into the Dallas Cowboys sideline. I could hear you guys kind of saying it looked like an arm, a shoulder. Green Bay is saying he is being evaluated, guys, for a concussion. Troy, I know you mentioned that's huge because he is on Dez today.
It certainly is. Castle went right in that direction on that 28-yarder that was initially ruled a catch. This is Jones. Incomplete, 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, you think about the matchup, as I was saying earlier in this game, Sam Shields is their best corner. He's really had a nice season going with the opposing team's best player. They've been banged up in the secondary throughout the year. They got Demarius Randall back today. He was not on the field against the Detroit Lions, but now they're going to have a couple rookies. Quentin Rollins is going to come in for Sam Shields. They're going to have to man up in the secondary.
High five! 58!
Third down and 5. Rodgers steps through trouble. Fakes the flip, keeps on going, and slides with a first down. 15 yards for Aaron Rodgers.
That's really a great job by Aaron Rodgers. Something that I think he's been reluctant to do here in recent weeks. When he's had opportunities to take off and run, he's tended to just throw the ball and try to complete the pass. He had open field and an outstanding job converting for the first down.
50. Set. Mayday, 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 mayday. Quick, go, whoa, whoa. 319. 319.
Lacy left side. Nothing out there. Made the most out of it. He just went through 3 guys. Picks up 5, and I mean, all he was staring at was white jerseys.
You know, after the report last week when he missed curfew, Joe, I was really concerned for Eddie Lacy. It's one thing to struggle. It's another thing when you're not where you're supposed to be on time. And it was reported that it was just a miscommunication. By all accounts, it really was. He was visiting with friends and family members in the hotel, and that's why he missed. But, man, he is motivated here tonight.
Rodgers, sidelines, got Jones. I think the key to James Jones, as you said, is to wear that hoodie. That's the last time he had a good game, and he's been impressive so far today.
Yeah, and an excellent throw by Aaron Rodgers. He's got to carry J.J. Wilcox on the throw. He's underneath coverage, and a perfect throw, a well-run route by James Jones.
Clown, kick block. Clown, 5-9. Look to him. Look to press here. No. 319.
No Devontae Adams in there right now. Instead, it's Aberderis, and Starks can't get anything. This is a good defensive front for the Dallas Cowboys. It's coordinated by Rod Marinelli. There he is. He's got this defense up front flying around, full of fire over on the sideline for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, the only thing they really have not done very well this year is they've not been able to create the takeaways, and that's not typical for a Rod Marinelli coach defense.
Only 8 takeaways, last in the NFL. Pass is caught, sliding catch, first down, Cobb.
Talked about all the man coverages that the Packers have been seeing. You're going to see the Cowboys in zone coverage and the hole that opens up. They get the receiver there in that window, and then Rodgers sticks it in there.
14 yards to Randall Cobb.
Go over, Rob. Go over, hard Rob. What? Over. Oh. 319. 319.
Starks. Gets the edge, and a good carry on first down. A gain of 5. And this will be play number 21 inside Dallas territory. Meanwhile, Castle and the Cowboys went down the field, had a first and goal, couldn't get it in. He threw a deflected pick by Sam Shields, who's out hurt right now. Rodgers, flag down, end zone. Incomplete for Richard Rodgers. But a flag is thrown. It's against the Cowboys in the secondary.
Illegal contact, number 27, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Well, it's J.J. Wilcox who they get called, and that must have been what it looked like it came in maybe even a little bit later than that, but clearly that was a hold. And they get the call for the first down. But Aaron Rodgers just keeping the play alive. Cowboys, without bringing pressure, just unable to get any kind of pressure on Rodgers.
Does this look a little more like the Green Bay Packers?
Well, you just had a feeling they were going to come out and play pretty well. I just think that the changes made this week with Mike McCarthy, I think it just settled everybody down a little bit. Eliminated a lot of angst.
Here's Kuhn on a screen. With blocking. Down inside the 5. Went right over Jones, picks up 14 to set up 1st and goal.
Well, really good blocking out in front for him. They create a lane. They pull out the guards. T.J. Lang, Josh Sitton. This offense right now is operating on all cylinders.
Timeout taken by Dallas with 2:50 left. That's their first. He's the most unique, fearless, outspoken voice in sports, not Jason Garrett. And here's what Colin's got coming up tomorrow on the Herd.
Hi, I'm Colin Coward. The Packers have been up and down, mostly down, since starting 6-0. Can Aaron Rodgers and company get things pointed in the right direction before it's too late? That and everything else you need to know from an NFL weekend tomorrow in the Herd at noon Eastern on FS1.
Sterling silver microphone. That's what he talks into.
Hey, move him.
At FS1.
Move.
The Herd tomorrow, every day. Now 1st and goal.
Yeah. 319.
From the 3. They fake it to Lacy. Thrown out of the back of the end zone for Abradaris.
Well, we've seen a couple times the Packers have tried to go play action, move the pocket, get Rodgers out on the edge, but the Cowboys have played it very well. It looked like Tyler Patman that time was coming off the edge and able to keep Rodgers in the pocket and force him to unload it.
Tell you what, Abradaris seems to have taken over here for Davante Adams, who from all indication isn't hurt, but is just standing on the sideline watching.
Well, I do know they like Jared Abradaris. He's missed some time because of injury, but they like his upside.
Now 2nd and goal. Pass wide open. Touchdown, Rodgers. The hero in Detroit last Thursday night has made it 13-0.
Play action makes things awful tough for a defense. You overplay the run, trying to stop it. You get Richard Rodgers then into the end zone for another touchdown in consecutive weeks.
7th different receiver Aaron Rodgers has found. 3-yard touchdown throw. 7th touchdown for Richard Rodgers. His biggest was number 6. A 61-yard Hail Mary that worked at Detroit for the win a week ago Thursday.
Well, that was a big game last week for Richard Rodgers. Not just that catch to win the game, but he did a nice job of creating some throwing angles for Aaron Rodgers. Over 100 yards receiving in that game.
Had 8 catches in that game. Caught every ball thrown his direction. A flag on the extra point. And evidently
It was offside number 98 of the defense. That 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the succeeding kickoff.
say they're going to penalize on the kickoff. So here's Crosby, who is perfect on the year in extra points. 30 for 30. Rodgers. And the first place Green Bay Packers leading at home 14-0 over Dallas. Richard Rodgers, a second-year pro out of Cal, is becoming a force. Good from 3 yards out, sliding to make the catch. As we said, the hero on the 61-yard Hail Mary at Detroit a week ago Thursday. That gave the Green Bay Packers an 8-4 record, the top spot in the NFC North. Let's hear from the hero, Richard Rodgers.
Basically, I just saw that everyone was pretty much in the end zone. There was no one between us and the end zone, and I was just hoping that Aaron would be able to buy some time back there and give us time to get down there. And I was about the 10-yard line when he threw the ball, and I just saw it in the air and realized that everyone was kind of behind me, and I just went and got it. It was pretty exciting moment for all of us.
That was a week ago Thursday, and now moments ago to make it 14-0.
It's not an easy catch either. He's a big guy, 260 pounds, and for him to be able to react to a ball that was thrown a little behind It's a good job finishing off that drive.
See what the Cowboys can do with 2:38 left. Toss running right, Lucky Whitehead. Troy, that's only the 16th play the Cowboys have run on offense compared to 40 run by the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay has over an 11-minute advantage in time of possession. The Cowboys lead the league, believe it or not, in time of possession in 2015.
Yeah, even though they have not won that battle the last 2 weeks against Carolina and then against Washington. But real simple, the Cowboys have failed to convert on third downs, and the Packers are doing a great job on that down.
2nd and 7, and there's nowhere to go. Crowd's looking for grounding. McFadden was kind of in the area. Pressure by Clay Matthews.
It looked like they were trying to set up the screen, and so McFadden was in the area. And if there's any question on whether or not it's grounding for a quarterback, they're going to err on the side of the quarterback. McFadden, that's exactly right. McFadden was trying to come out on the screenplay, but the Packers just played it beautifully.
Now 3rd down and 7.
This is a down they struggled on Monday night, and they've struggled here in the first half.
Only the 18th play compared to 16 first downs for Green Bay. Dez up top.
He's up top on the rookie, Demarius Randall, one-on-one.
Matthews is coming. Pass is caught by Witten, but he is short of the first down. Micah Hyde on the stop, and we're at the 2-minute warning with 1:57 left in the half. Lambeau Field, the Green Bay Packers. A good start today at 14. You can get apps, videos, and more at itunes.com/NFL. They are packed in here, huddled up, fighting the rain. Jason Witten, who has 564 career first down catches coming into the day, was a yard short. And the punt by Jones. Hyde, who made the play on 3rd down, has nowhere to go. And with that, minute 48 left in the half, 3 timeouts. Let's check in with Kurt. What's coming up?
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, the playoff picture is finally beginning to take shape. We'll see which teams are in, which teams are out, and which teams are hanging on by a thread. So come with us as we take you behind the scenes on the Visa Halftime.
We'll be watching, and one of the references is to what has happened earlier today on a 54-degree day. The Cowboys, if they're looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, they see that the Eagles won, the Redskins won. Cowboys are trailing here in Green Bay. Pass is caught. That's Perillo. And Perillo, backup tight end, gets 3. Devontae Adams, by the way, was back out there on the field for that first down play, and he will stay there on 2nd and 7.
You know, you talked about Jason Witten coming up short there on that 3rd down reception. I think he was a little surprised himself that he didn't push far enough up the field, that when he came back to make the catch, that with the completion it would be first down, so the Cowboys have to punt. It's a big possession defensively right here for the Cowboys.
2nd and 7. Pass is to the sideline. There's Adams. And the catch is made for a Green Bay first down.
And Devontae Adams able to work the sidelines. He catches the ball, gets out of bounds. It's good work on his part. But right now, the way that the Packers have been able to move the ball offensively, already down 14 points, Cowboys can't afford to get behind anymore, the way that offense has struggled.
Blitz off the edge. Rodgers throws left out of bounds for Cobb. In the NFC, Carolina, they won huge today. They're 13-0. Shown no signs of slowing down. Arizona got by Minnesota on Thursday. They're 11-2. The Packers, they look good today, 8-4. The Redskins lead the East. But pay attention to that team on the top in the middle, Seattle. They had another blowout win, and they are rolling.
Well, they're rolling, and they're a team that's done it before. So, you know, they're confident, but they're confident because they have experience of winning big games. That's a dangerous team, there's no doubt.
2nd and 10. And the pass incomplete as Rodgers was under pressure.
You know, the other thing you point out, Carolina, I mean, obviously they've played well all year long, and they've won some close games, done it a lot of different ways, and to be undefeated, but they're playing their best football right now, and if they lock things up and they have home field advantage, you kind of wonder what that's going to do to their momentum. I don't know where Ron Rivera is going to be on what he decides to do in terms of resting players.
We'll see how riverboat Ron is. 3rd and 10. Rodgers is sacked, brought down by Lawrence. He had 2 in Washington. He gets a big one here on 3rd down.
DeMarcus Lawrence is really showing himself in his ability to rush the passer, and he just does not quit. He comes off the edge, and as Rodgers is trying to drive the ball down the field, buying time, steps up, he just keeps working in the pocket and makes a big play on 3rd down.
That's a big stop for Dallas. 56 seconds left, and the Cowboys are now down to 1 timeout as they use one here. But Lucky Whitehead, who is a rookie, and that big 46-yard return at the end of the game on Monday night in Washington to set up the game-winning field goal, is becoming more and more of a threat. Janis is right there. And down goes Lucky Whitehead. A loss of 1 on the return. Let's follow him down. He can fly. Timed it well. Cowboys have it down 14. 47 seconds left. It's going to take something impressive from Matt Castle and company to avoid their first half shutout since 2012. For the Dallas Cowboys, only 47 seconds left, 1 timeout. How aggressive do they want to be? Cowboys will get the second half kickoff. Castle, sideline, pass caught. And back into the field of play is Terrence Williams as the clock continues to run. First catch for Williams, 9 yards. As Bryant's been targeted 4 times, only 1 catch. Here's Witten. He's going to hop out with a 1st down.
Well, Quentin Rollins and Micah Hyde, they collide. They both go to the ground and left nobody in coverage on Jason Witten.
The career long for Dan Bailey. There's the collision. Is 56 yards. He hit the 54-yarder for the game winner in Washington. He says he feels good from 50 today, according to Aaron, on this sloppy day.
I was watching him in pregame warm-ups from 53, and he was making those with ease.
Have to take it down inside the 40 for that. This ball comes out, and right now there's no whistle. No indication.
On the field is an incomplete forward pass. Incomplete pass. 2nd down.
So referee gives it with the audio instead of with the arms. Incomplete pass to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, it looked initially like he was trying to go to Des Bryant and maybe saw Morgan Burnett, the safety, that was starting to undercut that a little bit and got nervous and tried to pull it back. So probably a good thing, and that one didn't come out clean.
Now only 18 seconds left. And movement by Smith.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
2-time Pro Bowler moved early, now 2nd and 15. And Jason Garrett wants to talk to the referee, Brad Allen.
I don't know what that discussion is about, but however you look at it, since that opening drive, this offense has just not been able to put anything together.
They have one big play, a 50-yard run by McFadden. Not much else. Castle steps through it, and it's going to go down in the arms of Matthews. And that's going to do it for the first half. Here at Lambeau Field, a 14-0 lead for the Green Bay Packers. It's America's Game of the Week. It's Lambeau Field, rain. And the Packers, a good first half. Kurt, guys, all yours. Here's today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. That was today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. You want great pictures, great video? Just go to Lambeau Field and turn your camera on. Hard to miss. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth. The Cowboys will get the ball to start the second half. What do the Dallas Cowboys need to do to jump back into this game?
Well, they've got to convert on third down. I mean, plain and simple. They haven't run the ball particularly well. We saw Darren McFadden with the 50-yard run, but outside of that, the Green Bay Packers have been very good on defense. But they've got to get to third and manageable distances, and more importantly, they got to convert when they get those opportunities. They have not gotten enough snaps. Defense has struggled a little bit there in the first half, of course, giving up big drives. Offense just unable to sustain anything, and that has to change.
First half stats. Look at time of possession, doubled up in favor of the Green Bay Packers, and they lead it 14-0. Glad you're with us on America's Game of the Week. Cowboys won last week at Washington on Monday. They have the short week. They come here to Lambeau Field. Extra rest for Green Bay, having last played a week from this previous Thursday. Here is Lucky Whitehead, and he gets popped at the 16-yard line. And with that, we'll send it down to Aaron Andrews.
Well, let's start with Dallas's offense. Jason Garrett telling me we just need consistency everywhere. Like Troy said, running the ball, passing the ball. He also said we just haven't been out there enough. Now for the offensive play caller, Mike McCarthy, who took his time coming out of the locker room. He said, hey, I'm busy now. He was happy with the tempo, happy with the flow, especially in this bad weather. He said, guys, for the Packers defense, cornerback Sam Shields is out for the rest of the game.
It's a big loss, especially with the amount of action he was going to get against Des Bryant. Here's McFadden left side. Matthews makes the play. And let's go back to the injury for Sam Shields. We saw the right arm get pinned underneath his body. The head hit the ground, and they say concussion.
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the game, and as we said, Demarius Randall, he was already on the field starting at one corner. Now they bring in Quentin Rollins, who I really like, but yet he is still a rookie, and they're going to give some help to Des Bryant. But in addition to running McFadden, they've got to get this guy involved in the game plan, and they have not been able to do that with just one catch in the first half.
Second down and 8. Castle, good protection, bad throw. Flag down. And it came in late.
Tell you, that time Demarius Randall locked up one-on-one with Des Bryant and had him covered well.
It's a hold against Dallas.
Holding, offense number 84. That penalty is declined. Brings up third down.
They get James Hanna, backup tight end, 3rd and 8. Here's the first half for Des Bryant.
You take a look, and sometimes they're matched up one-on-one with Sam Shields, and other times they're going to give a little bit of help. There was the interception that Sam Shields got on really the only drive that Dallas has been able to put together, but frustration continues to mount for 88.
Third down and 8. Castle, Beasley has a long way to go and will not get there. He's about half a yard short of a first down. It's 3 and out to start the second half for the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, it looked initially that had Cole Beasley, once he caught the ball, had he have just gone up the field and got as much out of it as he could have, it would have been enough for a first down. But instead, he circles back into the middle of the field there. And just a good job of rallying to the football by Green Bay and force a 3 and out.
Chris Jones will punt it. Micah Hyde waits for it. Jones hits a good one. Hyde back near the 20. Play made by Wilcox. 55-yard punt. Packers have it for the first time second half. Up 14.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
Shots from the Ice Bowl, nothing anywhere near that with this matchup of the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers, not only with what was on the line then compared to now, but temperature-wise in the 50s in mid-December. Pass caught. James Jones. And Jones will get 8.5, brought down by Brandon Carr.
Pretty good personnel grouping there by Mike McCarthy. They go 2 tight ends and they go empty set, split everybody out, and then work James Jones in the slot. They're giving some unscouted looks in this ball game, and Mike McCarthy's done a heck of a job. Not surprising.
Here's a toss to Randall Cobb, and a good play is made by Sean Lee. Sean Lee, who had 10 tackles at Washington, one of the most active athletic linebackers in the NFL. Good play, a loss of 2.
Yeah, those big guys up front, they tie everybody up, and if you give Sean Lee a chance with no blocking, he's going to run sideline to sideline and make plays. He's a playmaker. He's a great tackler. He's made a lot of interceptions as well at that linebacker position.
12 in his career.
High five, jump. High five. Heavy left. Look 58. Look at that.
Number 12 on 3rd and 3 to throw. Pass caught. Randall Cobb, first down inside Dallas territory. And again, Rodgers a little gimpy coming away after that play. Good for 17.
Well, they call this H-post, and you're going to see that he just gets lost. Sean Lee, he gets tied up inside. Nobody then in coverage with him coming out of the backfield, and another 3rd down conversion for the Packers.
Marcus Lawrence was a step too late.
Move it! 319!
Trying to set something up for Cobb. It wasn't there initially on more of a screen downfield off his hand. Talk about the Ice Bowl. How about the night for Brett Favre with the number 4 jersey retired by the Packers Thanksgiving night? Brett sharing special moments during the ceremony with Hall of Fame quarterback Bart Starr and his former understudy Aaron Rodgers, and good to see that relationship has improved. It was icy for a while. The NFL Honors thawed it 2 years ago in New Orleans. And that was fun to watch from a distance on Thanksgiving night.
Well, it was icy with the Packers there for a while in general. You knew it was just a matter of time. It's great to see that night happen.
Handoff here is to Cobb on 2nd and 10 from out of the backfield. Mincy on the tackle, a gain of 3. 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, we'll see. It's just been a bad combination for the Dallas Cowboys. Unable to convert on 3rd downs offensively, and they just have not been able to get off the field on 3rd downs defensively for the most part. And now they face another big 3rd down here. If they make a stop, they're able to get off the field. If not, Green Bay likely comes away with more points.
Here's one to the sideline, incomplete. Good coverage by Jones on Richard Rodgers. And it's 4th down.
It was good coverage there across the board. Byron Jones, who's had really a nice rookie season, played both corner and safety in college. He's done both for the Cowboys this year as well, but they've kind of isolated him recently at the safety position and feel that that's going to be his spot. Very athletic. He's got great range. And you've got to be able to cover now in today's NFL at that position.
Last day. This one is into the end zone. So the touchback, the Cowboys will start at the 20. Good work by the defense to get the ball back from Matt Castle, down 14.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Still raining here at Lambeau Field, down 14 from the 20. The Dallas Cowboys. Handed to Turbin. Cuts back a bit. Good start to the drive. A gain of 6. Guyon on the tackle. And so far, 1 catch for Des Bryant.
Yeah, that was early there in the first half. And as I said, last week, unable to get the ball into his hands until the fourth quarter. And I know that was a point of emphasis coming into this ball game. In fact, in talking with Matt Castle on Friday, he said, just got to get him going a little bit earlier. And I've targeted him 5 times. In fact, if you look at this season, since he came back off of his injury, they've only completed a little over 40% of the passes thrown in his direction. So that's simply not good enough for your #1 receiver.
Here's a little toss to McFadden over the left side. Has blocking. Another big one for McFadden down near the 30. Brought down by Clinton-Dix. He's got a 50-yard carry and now a 46-yard carry. A big one for Dallas.
Tyron Smith shows his athleticism here as the left tackle. He comes out, and Micah Hyde, he didn't want any part of it. He just goes to the ground. But it opened up a lane then for Darren McFadden. And so really just 2 runs of any real significance for Darren McFadden, but they've been big ones.
Turbin checks in. He gets it. Breaks a tackle. Robert Turbin out of bounds inside the 10. Forced out by Clinton-Dix, but 2 good runs back to back. This one for 22 for Turbin.
Well, I'll tell you, the scouting report on Robert Turbin is that he's not real elusive, but he's one-on-one, and Quentin Rollins has an opportunity to make a play, and he breaks a tackle. Back-to-back good runs to get something going offensively. Here's the big run by Darren McFadden. You got Zach Martin out there. Just great execution by that offense.
First and goal.
Yeah, Lel Collins was keeping up almost stride for stride with him, too.
Here's Turbin. Touchdown, barely touched. And the Cowboys are back in it.
Travis Frederick and Zach Martin, they just create a huge lane right in that center guard gap. Nobody there. He's untouched into the end zone. That's a great job rallying behind this offensive line. 2 big runs and then a finished touchdown run then by Robert Turbin.
That was an 80-yard drive. It only took 4 plays, and all 4 plays were runs. 7-point game. McFadden with a 46-yarder. Turbin, a big one as well of 22. He's into the end zone, and all of a sudden it's a 7-point game.
Today's game is sponsored by Burger King. Now get 10 chicken nuggets for $1.49 only at BK.
Aerial coverage provided by Nationwide. The ground game got the Cowboys down the field into the end zone. 14-7 on America's Game of the Week. 8:25 left, 3rd quarter. Janis will bring it out. Won't get to the 20, knocked down at the 15 by James Hanna. A 19-yard return, and the offensive leaders, Aaron Rodgers has gone 19 of 28. 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. Eddie Lacy got off to a fast start. He's got 50 on the ground, 24 through the air. Cobb 7 for 70.
Well, that touchdown by Dallas, that sure made things interesting in this ball game. I mean, here Green Bay had been dominating the game, a 2-possession score. And now looking at 14-7, that changes everything.
Lacy in the backfield, he gets it. He takes it to the 20. Got 6. J.J. Wilcox on the stop.
Well, as we said coming into the game, Mike McCarthy said that whoever had the hot hand at the running back position was going to be the one who got the bulk of the carries, and clearly that has been Eddie Lacy, and he has looked good running the football, and a nice way to start this drive after Dallas cuts their lead to 7.
Lacy again. First down. Obviously, Mike McCarthy came into this game wanting to reestablish Eddie Lacy. That's how he started the game, handing the ball off to him the first 4 plays. And now here on this possession, after the Cowboys made it a 7-point game, it's been Lacy.
Well, I know a lot of Packers fans happy to see that, because as we've said and everybody has said, this team, I just don't think they can go where they want to go without him running the football the way we know he can.
Here's another one right side. Good blocking. Lacy gets 10. Lee on the tackle.
Oh, and everybody gets involved in it. You got John Kuhn leading the way. You got wide receivers on the outside. Devontae Adams. Just good work up front by the offensive line, and Eddie Lacy finishing it off the runs.
Keep feeding him the football. And he had to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. There's Rolando McClain over on the sideline. Fired up on the sideline. Now he's talking to head coach Jason Garrett. He has not been out on the field, McClain, during this possession for Green Bay.
Yeah, and when you've got Eddie Lacy, you know, they've got nickel personnel out there on the field, but when Eddie Lacy's running the ball, Rolando McClain, he certainly looks the part. He's a big, physical, athletic linebacker. He's the guy you want in there and run support.
Right now it's Hitchens and Lee. Here's Starks. Lee on the tackle. It'll bring up 3rd down.
So a big 3rd down for both these teams, and as we said, this is the possession down, and Green Bay has done a nice job of converting these here in this ball game. Dallas looking to make a stop.
But it's been a problem for Green Bay this year. 26th in the NFL on 3rd down. 35%. Lowest they've been since 1987.
Hey, watch the Clay! Watch the Clay! Clay, watch Clay! 319!
3rd down and 5. Rodgers, Hardy, down he goes. And for Greg Hardy, that is his first full sack over the last 5 games.
Well, TJ Lang, the right guard, they move Greg Hardy inside in their nickel pass rush. It's one-on-one with him and TJ Lang, and he beats him to have a clean shot at Aaron Rodgers. They went man-to-man across the board, press coverage, and they held up to where Rodgers couldn't get the ball out quickly before Hardy got to him.
Mastay to punt. Whitehead waiting for it. Fair catch. Mastay ended up on his back, but no flag. Cowboys have it down 7 after Greg Hardy makes a play on 3rd down on America's Game of the Week. It's an effort on a day like this to try and keep the football dry. It's been raining since early this morning. Thunderstorm rolled through here. About 5:30 this morning. McFadden has 108 total yards in the game, more than the rest of the team. Play action, down by 7. Pass dropped by Des Bryant. That is his 3rd drop, and this one was right into his chest.
I don't know why he jumped. Demarius Randall, he falls down, and Des Bryant's right there. I'm not sure why he's jumping in the air, but he clearly just drops the ball, and he has had some drops this season at costly times. This one on a 1st down play. Green Bay expecting Darren McFadden in that running game, and as they continue to run the ball, they're going to get more and more one-on-one looks, and it's just a matter of whether or not they can take advantage of it. But he's matching up with Demarius Randall, every snap.
Back to the ground. McFadden slides down with Ryan there on top of him. 3rd down and 9 coming up. I mean, let's call it what it is for Des Bryant. He was in a contract dispute, not part of the offseason program. Signed his deal, came into camp. Some say overweight. Pulled a hamstring, was not part of the preseason. Was out of gas at the half in the season opener against the Giants. Broke a bone in his foot. Been bothered by knee and ankle issues. Just not been a good year. 3rd down and 9. Castle slides out looking for help. Floats it to Witten. And Witten is brought down a yard short of a 1st down. And that's another good play made by Micah Hyde. He has done a nice job on Jason Witten.
It's really an outstanding job across the board because Castle's able to buy some time. You see the coverage with Demarius Randall, and you've got to plaster the receiver when the quarterback is able to buy time and move outside the pocket, and then they had to make a decision and yet still make the play on Witten. So a great job defensively. I tell you, Demarius Randall's had a heck of a rookie season. They also have Quentin Rollins, as I pointed out, as a rookie, the 1 and 2 pick in this year's draft. It looks like those guys are going to be around and good players. This defense has something to build around with 2 excellent corners.
They are a full yard short of a 1st down. They brought the chains out anyway. 4th down and 1.
Yeah, I didn't know why they were bringing the chains out. It didn't even look close from here. Usually, a lot of times, if you're just trying to buy some time, if you're Dallas, as a quarterback, you'd ask, hey, can we get a measurement to see if we want to go for it? Usually when it's that kind of distance, these officials say not a chance.
That's, by the way, the 3rd time today for Dallas. A 3rd down completion was 1 yard short of a 1st down. Again, it's Witten. Hyde's been right there for Green Bay. He's had a nice game.
He has had a nice game. He's a valuable player, very versatile.
He's waiting for the punt. This one is headed out of bounds. Packers will have it, up by 7. Been a slow day for Des Bryant, who has just 1 catch, 3 drops. His team down 7. And with that dramatic almost send to a commercial, there's a flag down, so we'll stay and get the call. Far side of the field, inside the 30.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 23. That 10-yard penalty is administered 10 yards from the end of the kick. 1st down.
All right, strike up the music again. It's against Randall. Demarius Randall guilty of a hold. Different track of music. Green Bay has it. Up 7.
Today's game is sponsored by Pepsi. Go behind the scenes of the Pepsi Super Bowl 50 halftime show, only on Pepsi.com.
Well, the change in the chain of command for plays for the Green Bay Packers. We talked about it coming in. Jay Glazer talked about it this morning on Fox NFL Sunday. Mike McCarthy back as the play caller. Start from the 19. Hand it off to Cobb. They start a lot of plays with him in the backfield. They don't hand it to him a ton, but they have here a few times in this game.
Yeah, try to break up some tendencies. So, yes, they certainly will hand him the ball. It's not obviously something they want to do much of just because of his size running in there with the big boys. But they'll split him out. That was a nice gain there on 1st down. They've not gotten things going here in this 2nd half the way that they had it going in that 1st.
319!
2nd and 3 now starts. It's going to be a yard and a half shy of a 1st down. So 3rd down coming up in the NFC East. Wins today by Washington. Their first road win. Philadelphia, they beat Buffalo. Both are 6 and 7. The Giants will play tomorrow night. And then there are the Dallas Cowboys, who have the best record within the division against divisional opponents, but they are trailing still in the East.
Statue!
2 teams in the East with a win on the same weekend. That's unheard of.
Stunning.
Here we go. Blue 58! 319.
Cowboys wouldn't jump, and Aaron Rodgers has to use a timeout.
That's an excellent job by that defensive front. You know, not coming off on the hard count. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best in the business. He goes with it, and they hang in there, and they don't move. That's an excellent job.
Saturday, the UFC's 9 Days of Fury ends big with a world lightweight title fight as Rafael dos Anjos takes on the Cowboy, Donald Cerrone. UFC Fight Night free, and it all begins Saturday at 8 Eastern only on your local Fox affiliate. And by the way, congratulations to Conor McGregor, who won in 13 seconds in a knockout.
Well, we'll see what Green Bay is able to do here on 3rd and 1. Earlier in the game in the first half, failed to convert on 3rd and 1, failed to convert on 4th and 1 from the 1-yard line. As I pointed out, this is a down and distance that has not been good to them.
Lacy back there, along with John Kuhn. They don't hand it off. This one is dangerously to the sideline and incomplete. There's the aforementioned Rolando McClain, and he undercut that as John Kuhn was the intended target.
Yeah, and when he turned this loose, I thought it was going to be a touchdown the other way, because Rolando McClain plays it perfectly. He's under the throw, but Aaron Rodgers, being the veteran he is, he recognizes it and just throws it over his head. Great job defensively.
Good punt by Mastag. Whitehead, fair catch. Just outside his 20 with under a minute and a half to go in the 3rd quarter.
You know, they tried running the ball on that 4th and goal with Aaron Rodgers, and as I said earlier in the game, they don't make it. And as well as Eddie Lacy has run the ball, they decide, Mike McCarthy does, that they're going to throw it on 3rd and 1. I'm sure that's one he'd like to have back.
There's a day for Jason Witten, 5 catches. Aaron Rodgers now bundled up on the sideline, wondering what his defense will do. Cowboys down 7. There's Turbin. Cuts it upfield. A nice carry on 1st down. Gain of 5. Quentin Rollins on the stop.
Well, Quentin Rollins goes low again. We saw he missed on the previous possession. Now he comes back and goes low again, and if he doesn't make that play and was close to not making it, Turbin is off and running.
Rushing yards. 3 big carries in this game, 2 by Darren McFadden. A 50 and 46, a 22-yarder by Turbin. 2nd and 5. Here's Turbin again. He's going to lunge and come close. They're going to give it to him. 1st down.
Well, this guy they just picked up a few weeks ago, and he's a powerful young man and does a good job there of finishing that run. He knew where he had to get to, and he went and got it.
Fadden watching from the sideline. A good ground game when you take on the Packers also keeps Aaron Rodgers over on the sideline for Green Bay. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter, 1st down. Play action, aired out, downfield. Williams well overthrown with 2 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, they're getting a lot of those opportunities, and that's another area for this offense where they have really struggled. They've just not been able to create big plays in the passing game. With Tony Romo at quarterback, they've been one of the best in the league each and every year, but not this season. He had a step, but just not able to connect.
Their longest completion of the day, 10 yards to Jason Witten. That's it.
And they've got good looks, too, and they're one-on-one again, as they have been throughout this 2nd half, with Des Bryant at the top of the screen.
They hand it off. It's Turbin. It'll be 3rd down when we open up the 4th quarter in a 7-point game at Lambeau Field. 14-7 at the end of 3. Fox NFL Sunday returns after this from your local Fox station. Third down and 4 for Dallas. First play, fourth quarter, down 7. Blitz. Down goes Castle. Matthews. His second of the game. Coming on a blitz, and he didn't look like he got touched.
Well, Robert Turbin, he has a mental mistake here. He and Doug Free take the same guy. He doesn't see Clay Matthews. That's his responsibility in protection, and you let Clay Matthews rush up the middle like that, you got no chance as a quarterback. That's a big stop on a mental error by Robert Turbin at running back.
The punt by Jones. Hyde is driven out of bounds. And now we'll welcome you inside the broadcast booth. I'm Joe Buck along with Troy Aikman. You start thinking about the NFC, and I start looking at 4 teams that are really rolling right now. Obviously, the undefeated Carolina Panthers. Arizona Cardinals got a win over Minnesota on Thursday. I think you throw Green Bay in that mix in Seattle. Those are 4 really tough teams.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, those teams are, they're starting to play with some real confidence and momentum, and and the whole key is, are you playing your best football as you come to the end of the season, and those teams certainly are. I know with Cincinnati, you look at the other side of it, that word that Andy Dalton's thumb injury is season ending, and that's really unfortunate for him and that football team, a guy who was playing outstanding. You hate to see him not to be able to finish something he started.
Up by 7, Rodgers airs it out of bounds. It just points out as Claiborne is getting stretched out on the sideline at the beginning of this drive, the importance of having a good backup quarterback. The Dallas Cowboys really suffered. If they won any one of those games during that 7-game losing streak, it'd be a much different story in their season. They had Whedon, they've gone to Castle, only 1 win between them.
Well, and I'll maintain that both those guys are good enough and talented enough that they should have won some games. I just don't put it all on the quarterback.
Here's Lacey. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Crawford. And a loss of 2 to bring up a 3rd down and 12.
And I'll tell you right now, Joe, this Dallas Cowboys defense doing what they did on Monday night. Offense is struggling, but they're keeping this group in it in a 14-7 ball game here in this second half to give them a chance. They've had to tighten things up. The offense has not been able to sustain anything, but the defense having another nice game, at least here in this second half. Struggled a little bit early in the game. They have tightened things up here in this second half.
3rd down and 12. Rodgers. Penalty flag is thrown. Pass incomplete, and it looked like Bulaga was guilty of a hold as Rodgers was under pressure, and that's what happened.
Holding. Offense number 75. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Good work by this Dallas defense.
Yeah, you see Randy Gregory, he was the one who got held by Brian Bulaga. Great job defensively by the Cowboys. They didn't have any answers for this Packers offense in the first half, and yet the Packers now, that's been their thing, is they've played well in a half, but they haven't been able to play well for 60 minutes, and they've struggled here in the second half offensively. I think the Dallas defense has had a lot to do with it.
Here's Whitehead from the 30, and he's brought down immediately. Janis again, turning into a terrific special teams player, and a loss of 2. Cowboys will have it as they trail by 7.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Cialis.
Packers have had to punt the ball 4 straight times this half. 5 straight overall after consecutive touchdown drives. Still a 7-point game. And it's been a second half turnaround with regard to the yardage as Matt Castle takes over at his own 28.
I think I take my chances and just start handing it off.
McFadden will try the right side. There's Matthews. Game break time. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Oakland Raiders had minus 12 yards in the first half. We're down 12-0 to Denver, but they've come all the way back. Derek Carr to Michael Rivera. They lead at 15-12. Guys, they did go for 2 after scoring that and taking a 3-point lead. That conversion failed, so now it's still a 3-point game. Joe, Troy, and Aaron.
Interesting decision there by Jack Del Rio. Second down and 8. Brock Osweiler 3-0 as a starter for the Denver Broncos. Ball's out. McFadden on top of it, and a flag is down.
Illegal snap by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Start talking about backups, and the guy that should jump to everybody's mind is Ryan Fitzpatrick. With the Jets, they won again today. They're 8-5 in the AFC East. Landry Jones did a nice job in relief of Michael Vick, who relieved Big Ben when he was out with the knee. Matt Hasselbeck has kept the Colts relatively healthy at the position, although they lost today. Castle's coming off a win at Washington, down by 7. Second and 13. Pass is too low. Incomplete for Witten. Third down.
That was a ball that just came out wet. Did you see Castle rub his hands? He had a shot. You know, Jason Witten, he gets into the zone and he had a lane, but it just slips out of his hand. So weather being a factor there. That ball had some paint from the yard stripe there that came up, and I bet that had as much to do with it as anything rather than the moisture.
Cowboys 1 for 8 on third down. Four men on the rush. Castle slings it. Williams a catch, but again a third down completion short of a first down.
There was time in the pocket, and too many times now they've had completions and not able to get the first down, and a couple of those were because the routes were just a little bit short, and immediately he's looking for the ball, but he did not push up far enough to allow himself the ability to come back to the quarterback, make the catch, and still be far enough for the first down. So hard enough to get completions, let alone complete them and then come up short.
That's 4 times now. A completion on third down short of a first down. What a punt by Chris Jones. No chance for a return. Driven out of bounds. They will mark it after a 48-yard punt at the 16. Aaron Rodgers has it up 7. Second half possessions for the Green Bay Packers, who lead by 7.
It's been a struggle. You wonder if, maybe they ought to platoon the play caller. They go one half with McCarthy, the other half with Tom Clements. But the way this game's gone, you just get the feeling that if the Packers can get any kind of score and make it a 2-possession game, they can wrap this game up.
Rodgers comes underneath the Starks. And he's out of bounds at the 21. Sean Lee is there for Dallas. Trying to get their traction again offensively. Play calling is such an art in the NFL. There aren't a ton of great play callers. There have been a couple of offensive coordinators that have lost their job in season. Pep Hamilton, Frank Cignetti in St. Louis. McCarthy back calling the plays. Here is Starks. But it does take a feel, and it takes some creativity, and it takes some patience at times. And this is the first day back calling the plays in game for Mike McCarthy as he tries and come up with a play on third down and 2 to get a much-needed first down.
Yeah, I think I was kidding around. I think he's called a heck of a game. This Dallas defense certainly came into the game playing well. They played well here in the second half.
Here's Starks. First down and more. Out near the 35. 9-yard carry by James Starks.
Yeah, good job by Balaga here at right tackle, and then you've got TJ Lang at right guard, and you see the hole. And then with Randall Cobb blocking at the wide receiver position. So great execution there on third down, and finally the Packers able to convert on third and short.
Starks again. Good blocking up front. Packers have not had their 5 regular starters on their offensive line since their November 8th loss in Carolina. See number 73 right in the middle of it, J.C. Tretter. Done a nice job at center in place of the injured Corey Lindsley. The other guy's banged up. 2nd and 2.
Well, that offensive line is a tough group. Like I said, they're all battling through significant injuries.
Here's Lacey now with the first down. Church trying to strip it. Gain of 8.
They got that running game going. That's been kind of the biggest difference here in this second half. And it's amazing how on a possession, just getting that first down just gets things going, and that's what we've seen. They get the big first down on 3rd and short, and now they got this running game going on the next couple of carries, and they're piling up some yards.
Good job by Lacey to cover up. 4 straight runs for the Packers. Keep grinding it out, and this time the Cowboys stuff him. Lacey spins for a yard or 2, a gain of 1.
Well, you know, that run there really won't show much. You know, it's 1 yard, but a great job really of just finishing and going forward to end that run, and that's what I've been watching throughout this game. I'm impressed with what we've seen here today of Eddie Lacy.
Extra men on the rush. Packers pick it up, and the pass incomplete for Cobb. Cobb was open. Rodgers couldn't hit him.
Well, it was really a nice thought by Aaron Rodgers. He's trying to get Cobb when he gets into that second window, but he's got arms and bodies in his way, and he tries to throw that a little bit sidearm and give him a chance, and just a little too far out in front.
So now 3rd down and 9. 6 for 13 on 3rd down. Are the Packers.
Don't do it, Sean.
Rodgers steps up, trying to take off, breaks a tackle, and has a first down. Good tough run by Aaron Rodgers. Got 11.
Well, the Cowboys show Sean Lee up in the gap, and that's what the Packers were anticipating in the game. And they do a good job of shoring it up. J.C. Tretter picks him off, and then Rodgers looked like he was going to go to the ground there, but he's able to break a tackle with Tyrone Crawford, and an excellent job by Aaron Rodgers keeping this drive going.
Quick throw out to Cobb. Good move. Gets 11. Jeff Heath on the stop.
That was a great move by Randall Cobb. Barry Church came up to make a play. Thought he was going to stay to the outside. He plants his foot and cuts inside. Really a nice run. This is a heck of a drive right now by Green Bay. You're going to see the play, wide receiver bubble screen, and he plants and comes back in the middle.
Rolando McClain couldn't get off the field, so they stopped the clock. And we'll see what happened. Watch 38, and it's the left foot of Heath coming around, and it caught Rolando McClain right in the helmet. He started to come off, and then the medical training staff met him on the field. Green Bay leading by 7, rolling right now. Timeout here at Lambeau.
Today's game is sponsored by Miller Lite. Back in its original bottle, but not for long. It's Miller time.
That is a staple here in Green Bay. Chili Johns have been serving their version of chili since 1913, along with our producer, the birthday boy, Richie Zients, and our director, Rich Russo. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews. First down, Green Bay up 7.
No. Hey, alert man. Green 18.
Here's Lacey. Good cutback. Gets around Wilcox and gets 11.
Well, an excellent job of the offensive line. Eddie Lacy sees the cutback lane, as you see, and he takes it, and they've accumulated quite a bit of yards here on this drive. It's a nice drive. Started inside the 20-yard line. They've driven it down. They're in position, certainly, to come away with at least 3 points, which in a game like this and just a little over 6 minutes to play, a 2-possession lead would be huge in this ballgame.
Crowd chants Eddie Lacy's first name. They're dying for him to get it going. He's had a nice game. Gets another chance, and that's Crawford. Can't bring him down, but Hardy is there. Hitchens as well. And a loss of 5. Good play up front.
Outstanding play. They got to start selling out a little bit, but Tyrone Crawford, he just beats his man immediately, J.C. Treader, and gets the pressure, and Greg Hardy, and Hitchens is there to finish him off. So they lose yardage on this play, still well within field goal range, but you know, Mike McCarthy, interesting to see what he tries to do here. If he plays it conservatively and continues to take time off this clock, knowing that he's got a field goal in the bag, or if they're going to throw it and try to get this first down and get more than just 3.
Just dominating ball control, the Packers. Here's Rodgers. The tight end flag is down. And Rodgers is knocked down near the 10. Right now a 10-yard gain, but the initial indication is pass interference offense.
Pass interference offense number 89. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
They get James Jones.
Yeah, just to see what happened here. He's at the top of the screen, and knowing that this is a screen play, they've got him blocking before the ball, and that's what they call him. That's a costly, really costly penalty. I think that was smart. A smart play call by Mike McCarthy, something conservative. You keep the clock running, get some yards. They were able to do that, but they've been backing up.
Roger. 319. 319 up.
Starks, room to run. Touchdown, Green Bay. '78 rush yards on the drive, the last 30 right here for James Starks.
You're going to see J.C. Treader, the center, number 73, does a good job, and then the move that Starks makes in order to set up that block, and Randall Cobb, he's been doing it throughout the game, inside, blocking in the run game, and what a great run and great execution by that offensive line. They were good throughout that drive.
(21-7) as Crosby knocks it in. That offensive line, banged up or not, has done a nice job for the ground game for the Packers, who lead by 14. Early game headlines here in Week 14. The Carolina Panthers 13-0, rolling, making it look easy. They took apart the Atlanta Falcons. The NFC East, both Philly and Washington won today. And the Seahawks keep going. They win their 4th straight. And this is as good as we have seen, potentially, Russell Wilson in his young NFL career. 27-year-old signed that big 4-year, $87.6 million deal. They lost Jimmy Graham, but boy, he looks good. That team looks good. Let's go back to the touchdown. The 30-yard carry by Starks.
Yeah, just great execution right there in the middle. You're going to see the center, J.C. Treader and Richard Rodgers, and then Randall Cobb. And anytime you see long runs like that, usually you've got a wide receiver who's in the middle of it making a significant block, and Randall Cobb certainly has. He's had himself a nice afternoon catching the ball and helping out in the run game. And the running game for Green Bay has been exceptional. Almost 200 yards rushing here in this game for them.
First down from the 20, down by 14. 3 timeouts left, Dallas. Four-man rush. Castle. Nope. Ball batted down. And the Cowboys don't have the ability to get the ball down the field. The ground game's been good, and that's it. As the Cowboys, best in the NFL in time of possession through the first 12 games today. Not 20 minutes yet.
They just haven't been able to find ways to get the ball to Dez Bryant. Part of that's his fault. He's got to catch the ball when he's given the opportunity, but they've had a lot of looks one-on-one, and that's a foreign game to me when you've got a #1 receiver getting one-on-one looks and you're not taking advantage of them.
Blitz on second down. Good protection. Beasley, nice move for a first down. And the Cowboys have to get after it. 12-yard catch and run by Beasley. Still only one catch for 9 yards for Dez Bryant.
Yeah, that was on that real quick pass.
Their longest pass of the game, a 10-yarder to Witten. Castle down the middle. Nope. Matt Castle in his NFL career is 35-42 as a starter. He's taken a team, the Chiefs, to the playoffs in 2010. A good fill-in for Tom Brady when he first got a chance in New England. But he and Witten now aren't on the same page.
Yeah, no, it didn't look like it. It looked like he thought, initially I thought maybe it was weather related, but I think he thought that Witten was going to come out of that route to his left. Instead, he came straight back and obvious incompletion.
2nd and 10. Almost missed the snap. Here's Beasley, and he's tripped up immediately by Casey Hayward. And then an official goes down. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, certainly the weather a factor, and we've seen a few people slipping, and the officials go down. I go back and say what I said earlier. I just think this Green Bay defense and Dom Capers is going to have something really good to work with these young corners, and we know Sam Shields is out of the game. And boy, you get some good cover guys, young players, and it looks like they've hit on them. You can build yourself a heck of a defense around a couple good cover guys.
Cowboys 0 for 6 their last 6 tries on 3rd down. Blitz again. Matthews coming. Castle. That just floats and drops untouched. 4th down.
That was a good job by Dom Capers. Initially, it looked like he was bringing the all-out blitz and man-to-man on the outside, and then he disguises it, and then he gives some help to these outside receivers. So some different looks that Dom has given, and he's been one of the best over the years at doing that. You know, he worked with Jason Garrett on the Miami staff a few years back. He's been here in Green Bay for many years and has done a good job, and he's got this defense playing good right now.
4th and 5. Quick throw, incomplete for McFadden. And the Cowboys will turn it over on downs. And now, Lyle Collins gets into it with Mike Neal. No flags are down, and the Packers will take over.
This is a throw that gets away from Matt Castle. Just a tough catch for Darren McFadden. Those backs, it's hard for them to adjust to a lot of those types of throws. And
how about Brad Allen, the referee, getting in the middle of that?
He's a little oversized in that pile.
And then took a shot. And didn't lose his cool. This crew's done a nice job today.
Yeah, they have. Haven't got to say that enough this season.
That's across the NFL from the 38. Here's another run by Lacy. Gonna bust loose and pick up a first down and stay in bounds. And a timeout will be taken here by Dallas. Next week, the NFL on Fox. We'll be in the Meadowlands for the undefeated Carolina Panthers taking on the Giants, who play against the Miami Dolphins tomorrow night. Bears and Vikings, Bills and Redskins, Falcons and Jaguars later on. Packers out in Oakland, the Browns and the Seahawks. Coverage starts at 11 Eastern with Fox NFL Kickoff, followed by America's #1 pregame show, Fox NFL Sunday.
Well, big day for that rushing attack for this Green Bay Packers offense, and that's good to see, especially in a game like this with the weather and the struggles that they've had, and wanted to get Eddie Lacy going, and they certainly did, and we'll see if they can continue to run the football the way that we know that they can when he's rolling.
Push! Don't push the push away! 319! 319, get up!
Here's Lacy, nothing out there. A loss of 2. Take a look at Green Bay's schedule. They are at the Raiders, as we mentioned. They are out in the desert against the good Arizona Cardinals team, and then at home week 17 against the Minnesota Vikings. Let's just talk about this ground game. Prior to this possession, Lacy carried it 20 times, 86 yards. Starks 11 times, 71 for a touchdown on top of it. Coming into this drive, Mike McCarthy, first day back as offensive coordinator, 38 runs, 37 passes. You can add a couple of more runs to that now. The Packers were running it 42% of the time into this game, and over 50% now in this effort against Dallas under McCarthy.
Yeah, when they needed a drive, it was a 7-point game, and they went 84 yards running the football on the ground to really seal this game, knowing that offensively Dallas just was not going to be able to do enough.
Here's Lacy fighting, and knee is down before he got to the end zone. Another big run by Eddie Lacy.
Timeout.
I'll say that looked like Marshawn Lynch in the playoff game against the New Orleans Saints. He's carrying all kinds of Cowboys with him. This is a great job. You look at where contact was initially made at about the 15-yard line, and he just keeps those legs going, and that's outstanding. He's been doing it all game. Even when he hasn't gotten a lot of yards on runs, he has finished those runs. He's gone forward. It's been good to see.
The knee was down before he broke the plane of the goal line. Looked to be a good call. This crowd wants to see a touchdown by number 27 before the end of the day.
Yeah, they love Eddie Lacy. They love their Packers here at Lambeau Field, but you know, Eddie Lacy has certainly endeared himself to this crowd and what he's meant to this team. It's been a tough year for him, as we know, but for a guy who was putting it together there in back-to-back weeks, and then the setback last week, he has come back with a vengeance here tonight and looked outstanding.
Cowboys are out of timeouts. 2:50 left, first and goal. See if 27 gets it after that 24-yard carry.
Well, he deserves it.
319!
He does. He's got it. Touchdown, Lacy. He's back.
Pretty fitting that that guy right there, James Starks, he's probably the happiest guy in this stadium seeing him score. They're really good friends. They're in competition at the running back position, but they got each other's back. I think he's as happy as anybody to see Eddie Lacy have the night that he's had.
Questions about his conditioning. Is he overweight? Then he missed a curfew last Wednesday night prior to the Thursday game. Wasn't a factor. He's a factor today. 28-7. And for Eddie Lacy, this is the one that set it up. And Lacy on the day after getting his first touchdown. His knee came down before he broke the plane of the goal line. Lacy now 24 carries, 124 yards, and a score.
You know, you go back to our meeting yesterday with Mike McCarthy, Joe, and as he said, hey, I have visited with Eddie Lacy. We are starting from scratch. We're hitting the reset button. And he said, he is rejuvenated, and he fully expected him to come out today and have a great game. So whatever happened in that discussion, it gave Mike McCarthy a lot of optimism, and Eddie Lacy has certainly rewarded him and rewarded this football team with the way he has played.
Look at the offense and the way they've run it today against the Dallas Cowboys, who shut down the ground game of the Washington Redskins last week, held them to 73.
Hey, we talked about the Seattle Seahawks as a team with experience, and they start hitting their stride. And I know this is one game, but this is a team that not a lot of people want to have to face either, with the experience they have playing in some big games.
Wednesday, be there as a soccer legend, and an American hero takes her final bow. Don't miss Abby Wambach's final game as Team USA takes on China. It all begins Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern, only on FS1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. She is a unique person, a great athlete, great ambassador, and that'll be on Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern on FS1.
Yeah, we'll see who's at quarterback, and it's Matt Castle, and you just kind of wonder, you know, there's a bit of an unknown with Kellen Moore, who has never played in a regular season game, and you'd think, 21 points, that maybe you'd give him a look and see what he's got.
Pass is caught. That's Williams. One of the better throws of the day for Matt Castle. But way too little too late. Down 21.
And I think I'm right in saying this, that even with a loss, they're not out of winning the division.
Nobody's out of it in the NFC East. But right now it's going to be that two-game advantage for the Redskins and the Eagles over Dallas. Giants to come tomorrow night. See if they can join the pack at 6 and 7. They play at Miami. Peppers makes the stop, and we will come to the 2-minute warning here at Lambeau Field. They'll walk out of here happy. Those dressed in green and yellow pack up 21. America's Game of the Week. They are thrilled over on the Green Bay Packers sideline. The running back comparison, just a dominant day on the ground for the Green Bay offense as the Packers lead by 21, 2 minutes left. 2nd and 9. They're still coming. They get Castle this time. It's Elliott. And Dom Capers still dialing up the blitz.
Yeah, they bring Jaron Elliott off the edge, and you expect him to be blocked. Just a breakdown up front by that offensive line.
They have to wait for Beasley to get back downfield and get set on 3rd and 17. Castle, pass is incomplete for Terrence Williams. And right now, with a 4th down coming up, Des Bryant is looking at a 1-catch for 9 yards game here at Lambeau Field.
Pretty incredible. You know, I think you laid it out beautifully, Joe. I mean, there's been a lot that's happened this year with Des Bryant. I think starting with, as you pointed out, that missed the offseason work, was holding out because of a contract dispute, and just never really got himself in shape to begin with. And then, of course, the broken foot, and he's been playing where a lot of guys wouldn't be playing. Just has not been a good year for him or really anyone.
Castle has it batted into the air, and this time it's Elliott who just had the sack on the previous play. And the Packers will take over again on downs.
You know, and I would point out, Joe, as far as it goes with the Cowboys and some of their struggles, there's this idea that it is just quarterback related. And I know that Castle has not played great. Brandon Whedon didn't play great, but Tony Romo didn't play great when he was playing either. And I just think there's more to it than just simply saying, well, we don't have our quarterback. As you said, there's other teams with less experienced guys that have found ways to win games.
Well, one of those teams that hopes, as Tolzien takes over, they can get into that category will be Cincinnati. They lost their starter today, Andy Dalton. Word is out for the rest of the year, and A.J. McCarron will take over. He played in just his 4th game in the NFL today and this year. He was hurt last year, the 5th rounder out of Alabama.
Well, that team, as we know, I mean, we saw them earlier in the year, and they're loaded. I mean, they're good on both sides of the ball. The other team in the NFC that I equate to the same type of talent is Arizona. And you lose a quarterback, it changes a lot of things. It's just a shame. We'll see how they respond to that. Had a lot of good things going for them there in Cincinnati to lose their quarterback.
This will be the final snap of the day. For Dallas, more of the same. Couldn't score. 29th in the league in scoring offensively. Defense kept them in it for a while, but that fell apart in the 4th quarter. And for Green Bay, certainly something to build on. For Aaron Rodgers and company, the ground game outstanding. And a 21-point win here, and not just a 1-game lead in the NFC North, but they have the head-to-head on the Minnesota Vikings. Two teams that will meet here at Lambeau Week 17. We will take a break and come back here on America's Game of the Week. A lot of celebrating here at Lambeau Field today for the Green Bay Packers. They're 9-4, leading the North, and they get a win today over Dallas.